Okay, so I thought of something. I'm gonna call it the Situational Age Paradox. This may or may not already exist. I don't know. If it does, fact check me on that. All right. So for starters, let's say we have a person that looks like a child, acts like a child, speaks like a child. You know, looks like a child. Small like a child and such. And let's just say the base age they look is 12. All right, so 12 years old supposedly. All right. To make this work, we're going to try it in two different environments. One is our controlled environment, that being an average day in a neighborhood, a safe, I'm going to say white neighborhood. And the second environment is an active war zone. This is important. So let's say in the controlled environment, the supposed 12-year-old is walking on their own, and they're approached by a concerned neighbor because they're on their own. The neighbor asks the child the name and age, to identify them. Um, the child gives their name, and whenever they give the age, they say they're 16. Now, anyone who's anyone can tell the physical and mental differences between a 12-year-old and a 16-year-old. It's a 4-year age difference, but they're two completely different realms of life. Right. So the neighbor obviously doesn't believe this kid. Why would they? Kids lie all the time. Just a kid lying about their age, which is really, kind of dangerous and stupid. So in this situation, it's an open and shut case. What about the other one? So let's say in the active war zone, a soldier and their squad comes across an abandoned town. The town has been raided, bombed, and in ruins. Only a few buildings stand, and they're barely holding on. Said to be clear of everyone. But they find someone, the supposed 12-year-old. The 12-year-old supposedly is badly injured. Their arm is their arm is burned. Their leg is clearly damaged, and they look traumatized. From all the stuff that they've been through. It's an active war zone. So the soldiers try and get close. The kid thrashes in fear. Eventually, they're able to get the kid to calm down enough to ask questions. They ask the kid the name and age. The kid gives the name, and again for the age, the kid gives 16. Now, this is confusing. This is a confusing and a difficult situation. You're faced with what looks like a child, sounds like a child, reacts like a child would in this situation, and is as small as a child. It's pretty funny. Are they lying? Now, obviously, yes. Right? They don't look it. They don't act it. They must be lying. But here's the question. Why? Why lie? What would you gain in a situation like this about lying about your age? They're in their most vulnerable state, injured, terrified, and clearly affected by what they've seen. Why lie about something as simple as age? In this situation, if you were younger and admitted to it, that'd be more beneficial for you since the soldiers would obviously, jump to help a younger child rather than their reaction to a teenager, adult, or an elder. Because, those could, have weapons on them. Even a teenager would probably, have a weapon or something. But this is the child. So claiming to be older would do nothing more than make the soldiers suspicious and hesitant, and probably not trust you if you're gonna lie about something as simple as age. Um, the only reason someone would make this claim that they're older in the situation is if they were indeed older. Older than they look, older than they act, which is pretty crazy. But you just gotta listen on to this. It's easier to believe them in a situation that their life is in danger, and honestly, honesty is the best chance they have at survival. Situation can make all the difference on if you're quick to believe them. In a situation like this, you're more likely to take in information that you're given rather than sit and question if that information is true or not. The soldiers would question it for a moment, but then they ask the bigger question of why would you lie? Like, what do you gain? What do they gain? It's a lose-lose for both of the parties. Like, you're clearly not gaining anything by claiming to be older. You're dependent on them for survival now. Lying isn't your friend. That's all I have now. That's pretty much all I have for this thing. It's not 100% foolproof. Got some kinks in it, but it's one of my thoughts. It's pretty jumbled, as most of my thoughts are. Um, this is more of just like schizophrenic rambling or something, but it's a thought. So yeah, how am I at? 40 minutes and 45 seconds. Jeez, I gotta get out of here. I'm wasting your time. I'm sorry.